Back when the Shadowlands expansion came out, World of Warcraft hit a rough patch. The game was struggling, and on top of that, Blizzard was dealing with some major controversies like the big sexual harassment scandal. Players were frustrated, and it seemed like Blizzard knew they were on thin ice. But then Dragonflight came along, and while it wasn't perfect, it was a breath of fresh air compared to what came before. Players who gave it a shot generally liked it more, which gave everyone a bit of hope for the future. Now, with the upcoming War Within expansion, there's a sense that things might keep getting better. In a recent interview, the team behind World of Warcraft talked about their new approach to storytelling with the War Within. They admitted that they learned a lot from the mistakes of Shadowlands and are now focusing on making the story more engaging and consistent. They're setting the high bar for themselves, wanting to create a story that players can get into. One of the exciting things they mentioned is how they're planning several expansions. This gives them the chance to build a more connected and interesting storyline. They're also putting a lot of effort into making sure the characters feel real and the game world feels alive and constantly changing. A big focus of the new expansion is the villain, Xal'atath. The team is pretty excited about her, thinking she could be a standout character. They're trying to mix in some familiar elements for longtime players while also bringing something new and exciting to the table. Overall, there's cautious optimism among both the team and players that the War Within could be a big step forward for World of Warcraft. It feels like they're on the right track, but we'll have to wait and see if this expansion can breathe new life into the game. During the Dragonflight development, Blizzard started planting subtle clues in the game to engage players. One example was when Eren, a character in the game, was escaping through a portal. The developers added a small, almost unnoticed shadowy figure of an elven silhouette in the background. While most players didn't catch it at first, those who did began to discuss it, leading to a buzz about the character Xal'atath. This small detail started conversations, and by the time Xal'atath was officially introduced at BlizzCon, it felt like players had been anticipating it all along. Blizzard wanted to prepare the audience for what was coming next, and this approachment worked well in creating excitement and engagement. What makes Xal'atath particularly interesting is how some players don't see her as a villain. Villains in their own stories often see themselves as heroes. This idea makes Xal'atath's character complex and adds depth to the story. Villains often believe they're doing the right thing, which blurs the line between good and evil. In the game's world building, Blizzard paid close attention to detail, making the environments feel alive and true to the cultures within them. For instance, in the new expansion, they focused on creating vertical environments, starting on the surface and then moving deep underground. Each zone is carefully crafted to make players feel like they're exploring a living, breathing world. The art and story in Dragonflight have been a highlight for many players, showing Blizzard's commitment to creating a rich, immersive experience. The attention to detail, from the placement of objects to the way environments are designed, makes the game world feel unique and engaging. Blizzard's efforts have paid off, as players have noticed these improvements and are excited for what's to come. In a recent update to the game, a floating book on a shelf was spotted, raising concerns among players. The developers were criticized for not fixing similar issues in the past, which had shown a lack of attention to detail. For instance, in the Legion expansion, a statue that was supposed to be grayed out was mistakenly left colored, and after much feedback, it was eventually corrected, signaling the developers' commitment to improving the game. The game has introduced interesting new features. One notable addition is the Earthens, a race of characters who live in stone beds with fiery coals underneath to keep warm. These beds look almost like barbecues. Earthens also have memory crystals that store their experiences and life stories. A quest involving these crystals allows players to delve into the Earthens culture. Another addition is the Nerubians, who have a humorous story about one of them being afraid of bipedal creatures due to their lack of limbs. The game's developers enjoyed creating these unique cultural elements and stories. Improvements have also been made to the game's user interface. Players can now more easily find quests and activities, see potential rewards, and understand event durations. New features, such as warbands, help players who don't want to repeat the story multiple times. This is particularly useful for new or returning players who may find the game overwhelming. The introduction of NPCs that players can interact with is another significant change. This feature is especially helpful for those who don't have a group of friends to play with, allowing players to to enjoy the game even when they are short on time. While some might feel this approach deviates from the traditional MMO experience, it provides a convenient option for solo play. Delves are a new feature where players can engage in solo or small group activities to progress through the story. This allows players to enjoy the game at their own pace without needing a large team. The game's story continues to evolve with the addition of new characters and plots. For example, Zvir, a powerful antagonist, will challenge players in a significant boss fight. The interaction between characters Anduin and Fen adds depth to the narrative, with Anduin struggling with self-doubt and Fen showing strong confidence. Players are excited about the new content and the rich stories being added. For instance, some characters now ride lynxes, adding a fun cultural touch to the game. As the game approaches its new expansion, players can look forward to more cinematic moments and detailed backstories for villains. Looking ahead, there are speculative predictions about future expansions. One exciting possibility is the next expansion might delve into the core of Azeroth, leading to a dramatic event where the world explodes. This could result in a reboot of the game with updated graphics and features, allowing players to experience the game from the beginning with new enhancements. The game is evolving with better features, deeper stories, and exciting content. The developers are focused on improving the player experience by addressing feedback and adding new elements that enhance the game's richness and appeal. Let's look at the latest changes and updates. The pre-patch for the upcoming expansion is just a few weeks away, and it's already been a bit rocky. First up, the new login screen looks sleek, but can be a bit overwhelming. It now shows every single character on your account, which might bring back some memories of those quirky names you gave them years ago. You have to sort them out, mark your favorites, and maybe give Blizzard some feedback for better sorting options. The Warband Bank is another big change. It comes with 5 tabs costing 1k, 25k, 100k, 500k, and 2.5 million gold. While the prices might seem steep, the good news is these tabs are huge, akin to guild bank tabs. You can organize them by equipment, consumables, profession goods, and more. Plus, you can sort everything automatically with a cleanup button. The Warband Bank stores anything that's not soulbound, allows account-wide gold deposits and withdrawals, and functions as a reagent bank for crafting. It's a great addition, though it may not be fully active just yet. Looking ahead, the personal bank will soon undergo changes too. Instead of buying individual bag slots, you'll purchase bank tabs, making your storage much larger. Also, setting up access to your Warband Bank is a breeze. It integrates with mobile banking, guild perks, and even a new spell called Warbanding Together, which you can get through a quest. Another notable update is the camera collision improvements. Previously, trees and other objects would mess with your camera view, but now it's much smoother. You can enable silhouette options to keep your character visible even in cluttered environments, which is great for raids and dungeons. The compatibility options are new and found under the graphics settings. They allow you to disable some modern features that might be causing performance issues. If you've had issues with your machine's performance, experimenting with these settings might help. Talent presets have also been upgraded. You can now have up to 40 presets, eliminating the need for additional add-ons. And in guild news, guilds are now cross-realm and cross-faction, making it easier to manage your guilds across different servers. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with the latest news, tips, and guides, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button.